Welcome to a new motivational video of life-changing quotes from history's greatest. Today we share educational quotes from a Russian revolutionary, politician, and political theorist, Vladimir Lenin. Please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't have to miss any of my new videos. Make sure you watch the video until the end to find out Lenin's biggest achievements. Let us start with some historical background. Vladimir Lenin was a Russian communist revolutionary and head of the Bolshevik Party who rose to prominence during the Russian Revolution of 1917, one of the most explosive political events of the 20th century. Vladimir Lenin was born Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov in 1870 into a middle-class family in Ulyanovsk, Russia. As a teenager, Lenin became politically radicalized after his older brother was executed in 1887 for plotting to assassinate Tsar Alexander III. In 1889, Lenin declared himself a Marxist. 17-year-old Lenin immersed himself in radical political literature, including the writings of German philosopher and socialist Karl Marx, author of Das Kapital. He soon was arrested for engaging in Marxist activities and exiled to Siberia. Lenin later moved to Germany and then Switzerland, where he met other European Marxists. During this time, he adopted the pseudonym Lenin and established the Bolshevik Party. When Lenin returned home to Russia in April 1917, the Russian Revolution was already beginning. Strikes over food shortages in March had forced the abdication of the inept Tsar Nicholas II, ending centuries of imperial rule. Lenin began plotting an overthrow of the provisional government and succeeded. Between 1922 and his death in 1924, Lenin suffered a series of strokes which compromised his ability to speak, let alone govern. Lenin died on January 21, 1924, in Gorky Leninskyi near Moscow. He was 53 years old. Get educated by some of Lenin's life-changing quotes. If we can effectively kill the national pride and patriotism of just one generation, we will have won that country. Therefore, there must be continued propaganda abroad to undermine the loyalty of citizens in general, and teenagers in particular, by making drugs of various kinds readily available, by creating the necessary attitude of chaos, idleness and worthlessness, and by preparing him psychologically and politically, we can succeed. One quick way to destroy a society is through its music. One cannot live in society and be free from society. The way to crush the bourgeoisie is to grind them between the millstones of taxation and inflation. Give me a child for the first 5 years of his life and he will be mine forever. The best way to destroy the capitalist system is to debauch the currency. The best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. Give me 4 years to teach the children and the seed I have sown will never be uprooted. One man with a gun can control 100 without one. Freedom in capitalist society always remains about the same as it was in ancient Greek republics. Freedom for slave owners. Can a nation be free if it oppresses other nations? It cannot. A revolution is impossible without a revolutionary situation. Furthermore, not every revolutionary situation leads to revolution. There are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. A system of licensing and registration is the perfect device to deny gun ownership to the bourgeoisie. There are no morals in politics. There is only expedience. A scoundrel may be of use to us just because he is a scoundrel. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent, and repress them in Parliament. The press should be not only a collective propagandist and a collective agitator, but also a collective organizer of the masses. It is impossible to predict the time and progress of revolution. It is governed by its own more or less mysterious laws. The most important thing in illness is never to lose heart. Learning is never done without errors and defeat. Sometimes, history needs a push. The reflection of nature in man's thought must be understood not lifelessly, but in the eternal process of movement, the arising of contradictions and their solution. The war is relentless. It puts the alternative in a ruthless relief. Any cook should be able to run the country. The goal of socialism is communism. A lie told often enough becomes the truth. Our program necessarily includes the propaganda of atheism. Capitalists are no more capable of self-sacrifice than a man is capable of lifting himself up by his own bootstraps. We can and must write in a language which sows among the masses hate, revulsion, and scorn toward those who disagree with us. A newspaper is not only a collective propagandist and a collective agitator, it is also a collective organizer. Truth is the most precious thing, that's why we should ration it. The art of any propagandist and agitator consists in his ability to find the best means of influencing any given audience by presenting a definite truth in such a way as to make it most convincing, most easy to digest, most graphic, and most strongly impressive. Learn, learn, and learn. The establishment of a central bank is 90% of communizing a nation. It is true that liberty is precious, so precious that it must be carefully rationed. Lenin's biggest achievements. Lenin briefly practiced law in St. Petersburg in the mid-1890s. In 1902, he published a pamphlet titled What is to be Done, which argued that only a disciplined party of professional revolutionaries could bring socialism to Russia. Vladimir founded the Russian Communist Party, the Bolsheviks, a far-left revolutionary Marxist faction in 1903 Brussels, Belgium. In 1903, he met with other Russian Marxists in London and established the Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party RSDWP. In 1916, he wrote and published Imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism, in which he argued that war was the natural result of international capitalism. As founder of the All-Russian Communist Party Bolsheviks, and leader of the Bolshevik coup d'etat in 1917, the Bolsheviks seized power of the government and proclaimed Soviet rule, making Lenin leader of the world's first communist state. Along with Karl Marx, Lenin created the communist worldview. Soon after the Bolshevik Revolution, Lenin established the Cheka, Russia's first secret police, in 1917. In January 1918, the Red Army was established, and eventually won Russia's civil war. In 1922, he became the first head of the USSR. Before his death, Lenin dictated a number of predictive essays about corruption of power in the Communist Party while he was recovering from a stroke in late 1922 and early 1923. The documents, sometimes referred to as Lenin's Testament, proposed changes to the Soviet political system and recommended that Stalin be removed from his position. How to find motivation and never give up on your dreams. The only way to achieve your dreams is by staying consistent and doing the work even when you do not feel motivated to do it. What are you doing to achieve your dreams, and which quote resonates with you or made you pause and think? Share your answer in the comments below. Please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't have to miss any of my new videos.